Ronald Acuna is on the trade block, and the Toronto Blue Jays are in the mix. They're also targeting a left-handed starter on the Los Angeles Dodgers, so we'll break all that down and much more on Jays Digest. What's up, Jays fans? I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, alongside co-host Nick Gosse. I want to thank you once again for helping us hit 1.5K. We're at 1.7K, I believe now. So, like we predicted, we're gonna hit 2K before we even get the graphic up for you guys. So the support has just been unreal, and we want to thank you guys once again.
Yeah, like you said, support's been unbelievable. Quick reminder, 87.3% of you guys who are watching right now are not subscribed. So if you enjoy the videos, just make sure you hit the subscribe button. And again, the support means the world. And yeah, we're going to hit 2K in no time. So thank you all for that. But we have some crazy news coming out that came out yesterday and some more today. We'll pop up the first one here, which is Acuna to the Jays. Now, I know that kind of sounds crazy, but a report surfaced from multiple people. I'll pop up the main one here, Ballcap Sports. He's been right in the past. He was right about the Olsen move when he left the Braves. And it says, Alex Anthopoulos, or when he went to the Braves, sorry. Alex Anthopoulos has had discussions with 3 other teams about the possible Acuna trade, All-American League teams, Mariners, Orioles, Blue Jays. Apparently, they are receiving pushback on any deal around the organization, and all 3 teams could have a mix of MLB talent that could be sent back in return. And that is quoted tweeting his source that says the Braves are considering trading Acuna Jr. this offseason, but is obviously receiving pushback from management. So, Peter, what are your initial thoughts on that?
It's shocking. It's shocking. I can't believe that Alex Anthopoulos, the the most aggressive GM in all of baseball, is trying to trade his his superstar outfielder. I just don't understand it. Now maybe yeah, he hasn't performed to his level in the past couple of seasons, but I still don't understand it. He's on a team-friendly contract until 2028. There's got to be something else there. I mean, I don't understand why you would willingly shop a 24-year-old superstar that everyone thought would be like the face of the league a couple years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure something might come out. And obviously this guy, like I said, he's been right in the past about a couple things. He's not really a reporter. He's more of like just a guy on Twitter who has a lot of followers. But yeah, it's very interesting. But touching up on this again, John Morrissey on MLB TV, I believe it was yesterday, said that a possible way the Jays could go this offseason is trading Bo for Acuna Jr. and then signing one of Correa or Bogarts. And we might have a video on that if it comes to fruition at all. But he's also mentioning the fact that John Morrissey, who is a reliable reporter, is mentioning the fact that Acuna could be on the trade block. But obviously, management and ownership apparently is pushing back on that. But the Jays, I mean, if I'm the Jays, I trade anything besides Manoah and probably Vladdy to get that done.
That's unbelievable. So what they're basically saying is that yeah, okay, you get Bo Bichette in return for Ronald Acuna, which basically means that Dansby Swanson is going to be gone in free agency, which is also very surprising. Now, the Braves have shown like a willingness to lock up their players long term and pay them early before they hit that big payday. So I just don't understand what direction they're heading in right here. They have so many great young pieces, so many talented players that are coming up in their system, and I don't understand why it would get rid of Dansby Swanson and or Ronald Acuna. Just it doesn't make sense to me. I don't see like yeah, the Jays might have what it takes to get it done, but why would they do this? It like there's got to be something there. It doesn't make sense. I keep harping on it, but I just don't understand it from the Braves perspective.
Yeah, I think it would probably take Bo plus Gabby plus a little bit more to even get Acuna Jr. if he was on the trade block. But that is obviously a trade that I would be open to doing. But yeah, we'll keep up to date on this and we'll keep an eye out on it because I don't know. It's weird that the Braves would do that, but maybe there's something up there
Yeah.
where they just want to move on. But we'll move on to next chapter, which is the next topic. Jays targeting elite pitcher. So this is like you mentioned, it is a lefty on the Dodgers, and it is not Clayton Kershaw as he was signed yesterday, re-signed by the Dodgers for 1 extra year. But it is Blue Jays engaging in serious talks with left-handed pitcher Andrew Heaney. Heaney is a project with big payoff potential for the Blue Jays, a team who showed interest in Heaney last year. Expect more details to come this Thursday. This was before yesterday. Obviously, nothing has came to fruition just yet. He is a retired sports writer. He's been right in the past, but there's also another report that I'll show in a second. But Andrew Heaney is an interesting, very interesting guy to look at when you look at his stats. But I'll let you talk about him now, Pete.
Yeah, so we spoke a bit off camera about it, Nick, and we both agreed that we don't like going after guys that just had career years, guys that have been awful in the past, and then in a contract season, they managed to have a sub 3.5 ERA. It just baffles my mind how uh, that could happen for a starting pitcher. But Andrew Heaney, I mean, he's a guy that only threw 72.2 innings last year, so not much of a sample size there. Yeah, he had a 3.1 ERA. He is a left-handed starter, which is something that the Blue Jays are looking for right now. They don't have much of, but I'm on the train of I don't like going after guys after they just had an amazing season for the first time in their careers before they hit free agency. I don't like doing that.
I kind of agree with you. Now, I will another report. This is from Ben Nicholson Smith article he wrote just the other day, basically saying he only pitched a little bit, but with a 35% strikeout rate and 6.1% walk rate, he was an elite pitcher whenever he took the mound. And the Jays did make an offer on him last year. The price will be higher now. Is $42 million over 3 years unreasonable? His stuff is that good. Report or best guess, Jays have real interest. So there definitely is smoke here. And he is a strikeout guy. Strikes out 36%. And I believe, like you said, I don't really like targeting pitchers who have random career years. Like Heaney has shown flashes, but he seemed to have put it all together with the Dodgers. And the one thing that I guess is on his side is that he's clearly made some serious changes. I believe he's using I forget what pitch it is, but maybe it's a slider. He's using one pitch much more. Kind of a similar thing to Gosman. However, he was never as good as Gosman was with the Orioles or anything like that. But I don't know. If he made a major change and can sustain this, then it's definitely would be an interesting signing. But we just don't know if he'd be able to do that. So it's going to be. It is
Yeah.
seem like a guy the Jays will be targeting though. So we'll have to keep an eye out.
I mean, it's not the lefty starter that you would like to target on the on the Los Angeles Dodgers. You'd love Kershaw and you'd love Julio Urias, but those aren't as attainable as Andrew Heaney, I guess. But yeah, he does strike out guys. He doesn't walk many guys, but like we said, it's a very small sample size. Like, what if you make him throw 150 innings next year and he can't do it, or his body breaks down? Because the last time he threw over 120 innings was I think maybe 5 6 years ago. So how sustainable is he in a consistent starting spot? We don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out on that. He's definitely an intriguing piece. Honestly, it seems like a player that I could see the Jays honestly signing this offseason. It just
Yeah.
screams Ross Atkins, but we'll keep an eye on that. And he's definitely an intriguing guy. And I'm happy that he's a lefty and not a righty because we definitely need some more lefties. Third topic, which is a quick one, but we'll touch on it a bit. Kirk wins Silver Slugger. So he was actually the only Blue Jay this year to win the Silver Slugger award. I'll pop up the little graphic here. The first catcher in Blue Jays history to win the AL Silver Slugger award, Alejandro Kirk. That's just I'm happy for him. He tons of trade talks have been coming up about him. I don't know if he's seen them. I'm sure he has, but we I don't know. We talk a lot about Kirk and how good he's been, and I'm obviously on the camp of I think they might trade him. You're more of you want to keep him. So what are your thoughts on his Silver Slugger winning?
Well, Nick, I mean, we knew that he would win it. We knew that Kirk would win the Silver Slugger for the catcher position. He was by far the best offensive catcher in the major leagues all season long, and especially in the American League. So it doesn't surprise me at all. I want to keep him around. I think he can replicate that type of offensive production for years to come. He's still only he's turning 24 soon, in a couple days, I believe. So yeah, I think we should keep him around and see what he could do and don't break up the tandem that they already have between Jansen and Kirk. That's how I stand on it, but I do understand that you could get a fair return for Kirk, so you should definitely explore your options.
I think it just completely depends what you can get for him in a trade. And obviously, I wouldn't mind trading him simply because of his value and it's so high. But if he ends up having a phenomenal year with the Blue Jays, I'll be super happy and be the first one to praise him. But let's move into the final topic, which is a quick free agency update. We have a couple things to hit on here. Both of them are pretty Blue Jays related. So the first one is that Justin Verlander is opting for free agency and is officially a free agent as of yesterday. Obviously, he's an elite starting pitcher and is someone that the Jays have been linked to a little bit. And I would absolutely love if the Jays pursue him.
Yeah, I'd love to pursue him, but maybe on like a 1 or 2 year deal. He is 39 years old, so you kind of got to tread with caution there. But yeah, I guess I'd like to see Verlander. He's gonna win the Cy Young this year. He had an unbelievable year. His velocity is down, but he's still a phenomenal pitcher. He's still one of the best pitchers of our lifetime that we've seen. So yeah, I'd love to see him in Toronto if it's for the right price and not for uh, not for too much term. That would be great.
I agree. Could crank up the AAV in 2 years, like 80 million or something like that.
Yeah,
May as
yeah,
well
I'll
see what we
take
can
that.
get while we have the chance to before he ends up retiring whenever that is. And the only other thing I want to touch on quickly, don't have a graphic for it, but I'll get your opinion on this, Peter, before we wrap up. Is Ross Stripling? So he did not get a qualifying offer from the Blue Jays. Some people were thinking he would. It would have been for 18.65 million, something like that. The Jays did not extend the qualifying offer. Whereas, funny fact, the Mets did extend their qualifying offer on Chris Bassett. But obviously the Jays did not on Ross Stripling. So kind of similar pitchers there. What are your quick thoughts on that before we wrap up?
Well, we knew that would happen. We don't think the Jays want to pay Ross Stripling 19 million. Well, we'll touch on the same thing that we said earlier. You don't want to pay a guy an exorbitant amount of money after a career season because the track record's just not there. But in the case of Stripling, like he's been reliable over the course of his career. So yeah, he has earned a bit of a payday there, maybe a 3-year, 4-year deal worth 10 to 15 million dollars a year, but not 19, not 20. That's just too much. But I gotta believe that a deal must be in place if they're not going to offer him that qualifying offer. So it's looking good if you're in the camp of wanting Ross Stripling back. I think he'll be back with the Jays.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on it. I don't know if he's gonna be back. I think they might. I think it completely depends on how the other dominoes fall, and we'll keep you guys up to date. Thank you guys again for the support. We're so close to 1,800 subscribers, so make sure to hit the sub button if you enjoy the daily content. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow.